Hi, it's Dr. Margo Emami of RAMD, and I just finished my Get Healthy, Get Fit 5-day boot camp. Now I want to talk a little bit about day 6. Day 6 is your transition day. So we're no longer doing the Prolon food, but we're not quite back in our full diet again. We're going to ease ourselves back into our full diet tomorrow on day 7 by a light meal diet today. So for example, I had some walnuts and a grapefruit for breakfast, and now I'm having a turmeric tea with little amino acids added in, a little concoction I like to make for myself. Later in the day, I might have some tofu and brown rice, something that is still a little bit lighter, something that you're used to eating and is easier to digest. You can do smoothies or another type of soup or whatever is easy on you. You just don't want to go back into that full caloric diet on day 6. And then tomorrow on day 7, you will be back on your normal diet. So this is kind of where the magic happens. A lot of people will say, well, Prolon is a really low calorie diet. You go into ketosis, I do a ketogenic diet, or I do intermittent fasting. That's going to give me the same result. And that's not exactly the way that Prolon works. We're not really looking to be in ketosis. Ketosis is a byproduct of calorie restriction, but what we're really looking to do is turn on our longevity genes. And when you do severe calorie restriction or fasting, you turn on those longevity genes. And then when you get exposed to your normal caloric intake again, you stimulate your stem cells. So that's really what we're going for. We're going for turning on those longevity genes and then stimulating our stem cells. So this is kind of our rebirth. Day 6, day 7, we're going into a rebirth where we're stimulating all those great cells to come alive and produce new skin cells, new liver cells, new pancreas cells, all the things that are going to help us to function well and be healthy. So that's why this is called a longevity diet, or pro-longevity, Prolon, rather than a ketogenic diet focusing on the ketosis. This is not, or focusing on overall calorie restriction. This is not. You're going to go back into your normal diet. So it's the restriction and then going back to caloric abundance, which turns on the longevity genes and then the stem cells. So this is a perfect time if you have an injury like me. I sprained my ankle, where you might want to give that an extra little boost. So I'm going to be doing some PRP injections for my ankle right now in this period of time, because I know this is like the best time to stimulate those new stem cells coming out of this diet to help to heal my ankle. So that's on my agenda. The other thing that we like to do as part of this program is give a peak performance injection. And that's our special little cocktail to help build muscle and maintain metabolic metabolism and staying lean and helping our body continue to burn fat. We don't like to do that during the Prolon diet because we don't want to change the basic biochemistry of that diet. But on day 6, this is the perfect time to give that peak performance injection so we can transition into our exercise and our regular diet, but staying healthy. Now, I will never tell you go out and just eat anything or, not be cognizant of your food choices. I want you to use this as a reset to pick a diet moving forward that's not restrictive, but based on your medical history and based on your genetics is right for you. For example, for me, it's a low-fat diet. So moving forward, I'll go back to my normal calories and stick with my low-fat diet. For many, it is a longevity diet or a blue zone diet, a Mediterranean diet, or a low glycemic diet. And that will really be dependent on your medical history, whether it might be high cholesterol or heart disease or insulin resistance or diabetes or some other issue that you're dealing with. We want to consume the foods that are going to give us health and they're going to be appropriate for us, and that's different for every person. And that's what we try to do at RAMD, is guide you to make the right choices for what is the right diet moving forward. And I don't even like to call it a diet, it's just what you should be eating to be healthy moving forward. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about is on Prolon, you don't exercise. And we talked about that before. You don't exercise because we don't want to break those muscles down, and we don't want to use that lactic acid as a fuel source. We want to use fat as the fuel source, and specifically visceral fat or internal organ fat. And that's how you lose that belly fat on this diet. So you don't exercise. But AccuFit has given us a great alternative to that during this 5 days so that you are still building muscle mass and strength. So I'll tell you my personal experience. I've done Prolon before. I did it just to try it. I didn't really need to lose weight at the time, but I was bringing it on into my practice, and I always try everything first before I give it to my patients. So I was trying it. I did it with my family, and I will be honest, I found it somewhat difficult. I think what made it difficult for me is that I love to exercise. I'm a dancer, I do TRX, I've been a yogi for 20 years, so it was very hard for me to be still and not exercise during those 5 days. So that was not very productive psychologically for me, and I know for a lot of my patients, they also love to move and to exercise, and that's kind of the hard part of this exercise. So I struggled with it from that standpoint. It wasn't until I did it this time and I combined it with AccuFit that I felt totally different. I had more energy than I normally do, and in fact, I still feel completely revitalized and really energetic. And I think a lot of that had to do with, number one, knowing the expectations of the diet and knowing that I could do it, but also number two, having AccuFit, because I knew I was going to be building muscle. I knew I wasn't just kind of stagnating. I was getting a treatment, and both physically and psychologically, that was really important to me. And the other interesting thing about AccuFit, because it's FDA approved for pain management as well as for building muscles by about 20% and decreasing fat by about 30%, it gives you kind of this relaxed feeling when you're doing it. And I think that has something to do with the neurological stimulation of it, not just the muscle stimulation. So I felt very relaxed during my treatments, almost like as I feel after I do a yoga session or after I've had a massage. And I think just neurologically, that was very calming and helped me both physically, as I said, and just psychologically to do this program in 5 days. So I actually found it super easy. I didn't really feel affected by it at all in any adverse way. I didn't have any sugar cravings. I didn't have any salt cravings. I didn't feel the urge to cheat. I really felt very resolute in getting through this, and like I could succeed. And I didn't expect to lose 5 pounds either. I mean, at best I thought it would be 3 pounds, but it was 5 pounds. And I also think that maybe had something to do with the AccuFit and Forma treatments that I was doing along the way as well. So I really love this package, this kind of 5-day intense program of doing Prolon, doing AccuFit, and doing Forma to be really successful in not only losing weight, but increasing your lean muscle mass, which is what I did, and decreasing visceral fat as well as overall fat. So I found it a great experience. Now, moving forward, things that I think are really helpful. Prolon does have these intermittent 1-day fast kits, and I just have these in my office. I find these really helpful. You're not going to go into ketosis, you're not going to do the L drink. It's just a simple 1-day reset. So I wouldn't use this to lose weight, but I love this when I feel like I've been a little bit sluggish, a little bit stressed. Maybe my diet wasn't so great, or I went out and had brunch or went to a party and I wasn't eating my normal diet. So I actually really love these, and I talked about this before as kind of just like a little trial, just like a little pre getting ready for the 5-day Prolon diet to just do one of these. I find it makes it so easy. I did that. I did one of these before, the week before. It just got my mind ready and my cadence ready if I knew exactly what to do. I didn't even have to think about it. And then I know moving forward, if I need a little help, I've got this ready to go. As I said, I just keep them in my office. If I feel like I need it, it's got everything in one box. I don't even have to think, what am I gonna have for breakfast or lunch? It's right here. So it's a no-brainer, super easy. And then of course they have the breakfast bars, which I really love, and I have quite often when I don't have time to make my normal breakfast, which is usually oatmeal with blueberries or a protein smoothie or something like that. So I do really like that, and I like the bars. So this has been my experience, and my patients know that they can always trust me to tell them the truth and be very straightforward about what something is going to give you in terms of the risks, the benefits, what the experience is like. As I said, I never offer anything to my patients that I haven't tried myself or that I haven't vetted or looked at the science and the research. So putting this program together, I was really trying to do something that was going to be easy, that was going to set myself and my patients up for success, to feel healthy, more confident, and to really stimulate healthy cell renewal. So if you have any questions about any of these things, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. I'm also going to demonstrate in a second here the exercises that AccuFit puts you through so you can see what they look like in real life. So continue to follow us on RAMD Aesthetic and Regenerative Medicine YouTube, on Instagram, and ramd.com. And as promised, I'm going to demonstrate some real life exercises that are used in the AccuFit program. So AccuFit runs you through 4 sets of exercises just like you would do in the gym with HIIT training, except you're going to get 70,000 reps, which is much more than you could do on your own, and it's going to give you a really effective, efficient workout. So the first of the exercises is a twist, and I'm going to demonstrate an example of that. And you can do this with weights or without. Now what a twist is going to do is it's going to contract the side that you're twisting towards, and it's going to stretch the opposing side. So this is an excellent exercise if you're trying to build some symmetry. And the beautiful part about AccuFit is that you can dial in each side to create a different strength or intensity of contraction or stretch. And this is really, really important. Say if you have some natural asymmetry like scoliosis, or you're trying to balance out your swing or your stroke if you're a golfer or a tennis player. So you're gonna really work those obliques while getting a stretch at the same time, correcting imbalances and creating better strength and symmetry no matter what sport you play or what maybe you may have going on in your body. The second exercise is a hold, and this is what you would classically think of like a plank, or if you were doing a crunch or tabletop, or my personal challenge, boat pose. Now a hold is going to really contract all of those middle abdominal muscles and give you strength in that center part of the body. The third is something called grip. Now grip is going to work both the obliques and the lower abdominals. And I'll demonstrate that by one of my favorite exercises, and one that I put in every single workout, and that's a Russian twist. So you can use this with weights or without. I'm just going to demonstrate with one weight, and you can use a ball if you wanted to do that. And that is just twisting from side to side while you're engaging those lower abdominals. And then the fourth exercise is a tap, and the tap is going to fire off all muscles rapidly at once. And that would look something like this. You're holding and then you're firing. So you're really engaging the entire core, but very, very rapidly. So it's going to run you through those 4 sets over and over again in a 30-minute time period. So that's going to give the entire core an incredible workout session. But as I said, the unique thing about AccuFit is you can change the sides independently. So if you need to configure out something based on some asymmetries or the sport that you play, AccuFit is perfect for helping you to do that. So whether you are a weekend warrior, a peak performance athlete, a mom trying to get her tummy back after giving birth, or injured, or physically challenged in some way, AccuFit can help you with strength, stamina, muscle definition, and losing fat. So if you're interested in learning more, make sure you check out our YouTube channel, RAMD Aesthetic and Regenerative Medicine, and our website, ramd.com. We'd love to hear from you.